Yom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakha HaKodash. Double honors go out to our apostles, elders, great millstone, rule and teach well. Shalom, wa barakim to you brothers and sisters out there. Alright, this is the brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville branch, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing is edifying. Alright, Lord willing, the sound quality is good. You know, once again, I'm not really going to be able to pull scriptures like how I want, because my phone, you know, I got to use it on the live, so I'm just going to quote them, you know, roughly paraphrase them, but Lord willing, it's edifying, you know, Lord willing, it's acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Shai. Alright, but I just wanted to kind of touch quickly on the topic of the Ceehip, alright, which is the MOTB. Alright, because as the scriptures say, many false prophets have gone out into the world. So don't listen to these guys that they try to contort, if that's the right word, they try to contort scriptures to mean something they don't actually mean. Saying that the MOTB is so-called white women or an embargo or, you know, it's sin or whatever. Which taking the MOTB is a sin. You know, it's a sin unto death. It's not a sin that you can repent from. You know, as it tells you in Revelation 14, you're going to be destroyed in that nuclear fire. All right, but anybody telling you that the MOTB is anything but the Ceehip is a fucking liar, man. And either they're ignorant or they're arrogant. Either they're ignorant or they sold, man. Okay? So the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down have been telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, along with the speckled bird, which is Israelites that look like other nations, because regardless of your appearance, if you're an Israelite, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 applies to you. All right? So the bottom line is, man, the MOTB is that Ceehip, bro. And if you take that, you're going to be utterly destroyed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. As the scriptures say, he calls it all. So everybody's going to be basically under the banner of the New World Order. Everybody's going to have to conform to the new currency that they're going to establish on the planet Earth, man. Which the way the payment's going to be made is through that Ceehip. All right, which is going to be inserted. You go into that word for mark. And then especially that root, where you got karagma and then the root word is karax. It goes into an incision or an imprinted mark. Okay? So, bro, and the scriptures tell us, 2nd Ezra 15, speak unto my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth. Because the words are faithful and true. The scriptures say that's why they're written in the book. So the scriptures have foretold us about the event of a CBDC, the event of a one world currency, a one world government, and it's going to be ruled by the wicked, the so-called white man collectively, man, known as Esau Edom in the Bible. All right, starting with the elite banker families, namely the Rothschild family. All right, so they're going to push out this Ceehip, and it's going to come to the point where if you don't want to conform, if you don't want to take it, well, you're going to be put to death. They're going to try to put you to death, man. They're going to try to hunt you down. That's why they have them lists, the red list, blue list, you know, whatever fucking color. But basically, it's, you know, they got certain people that's on, best believe we're on that list. If you believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, you watch the videos, especially if you make the videos, you know, and you go on the highways and byways through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, you're on that list. All right, they want to knock you off, man. Just as they did the saints of old, especially in the time of Rome. So we got to remain faithful unto death no matter what, you know, but don't take that Ceehip, man. Okay? The Lord has told us what it is. You know, the Lord told us that, look, if you don't take it, you're going to be a pilgrim on the earth. You're going to face persecution. You're going to catch hell, you know, even worse than ever before. But fuck it, do it for me. So that's what we got to do. We got to stand true to that, man. We got to, you know, Lord willing, we're of the elect. We got to fulfill that Revelation 14 and 4. They follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. So we're not going to fold no matter what. We'll bend, but we won't break, man. You know, Yahweh Ratazah. Because that's what it's going to come down to. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose, you might lose your wife, your kids. You're going to lose your house, your cars, all your assets because you don't want to conform. So being as you don't want to conform to the new currency that they're going to bring forth, guess what that means? You ain't got no money. You're not going to be able to support your family no more. You're not going to be able to pay rent no more. You're not going to have a job no more. So there ain't going to be no paycheck coming every week, every 2 weeks, man. It's just going to be straight faith-based. You're going to have to rely on Yahweh B'Shem Shai. And that, and that's something that the Lord has been preparing us for a good time, all right, a long time. But we're going to really start to see Esau squeeze down on us. Revelations 12 and 12. Because he knows he has a short time, he's going to come down with great wrath. That's what the scriptures say, man. I'm not making this up. I'm not in the basement cooking up some magical doctrine. This is what the scriptures say. Esau Edom is going to come down upon us with great wrath. Because, and that's where that Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 comes in. Because what does that say? Nothing is new under the sun. All right, the idea of a heathen nation, especially the nation of Edom, pushing a heathenistic, type of, heritage upon the Israelites, that's happened before. Back to the time of the Babylonians, that wasn't the Edomites, it was Ham. It was a Hamite nation. But guess what they did? Well, if you Nebuchadnezzar, right? If you don't want to bow down to this statue, you're gonna be thrown into the fire. But the 3 holy children were preserved. Okay? You see? Daniel, they said, hey, look, you can't pray to your God no more. We're not doing that no more. He did. Guess what? Got thrown in the lion's den. He's been thrown in the lion's den twice. But he was faithful both times. The Lord didn't allow him to get devoured in there. Okay? And then if you remember in Bel and the Dragon, Yahweh B'Shem Shai also had teleported Habakkuk. Because Habakkuk was like, Lord, I don't even know where Babylon. The angels like that grabbed his head, potted something like that. Regardless, he got fed. All right, because Habakkuk was going to go feed like a small group of people. I think he was going to feed servants in the field or something like that, harvesters. I'm not sure. Salakia. But the point being, the Lord's going to preserve us, man. Even when it comes down to Second Maccabees 6, Second Maccabees 7, right? Eleazar, the elder Eleazar, and then the mother and his 7 sons, they were all put to death. They were martyrs. But guess what? They received glory, man. Now, of course, reincarnation, so they didn't receive it quite yet, of course. But nonetheless, all right, they're going to be rewarded greatly for their sacrifice, man. And that's the whole point in this truth. The bro Tazamak from Memphis, he had spoken to us about that one time when we went down there, bro. He said that's basically what this truth is all about. Sacrifice. All right, that goes in with that scripture, Romans 12 and 1. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. So what's our reasonable service? It's a basic thing for us to do. After all, that's what we were created for, right? We were created to serve Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Because that's why in 2nd Esdras, what is that, the 8th chapter? Not the 8th chapter, 6. Either 2nd Esdras 6 or 2nd Esdras 9. It talks about how essentially the 2/3 were born in vain. I think it's 2nd Esdras 6 and like 24 or something along that, right? And the reason they're born in vain is because they're not fulfilling Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. They're not fulfilling the whole duty of man. So our job being in this ministry is to, guess what? Fulfill the whole duty of man. Fear God and keep his commandments. And then it's even written, Sirach 4 and 28, Ecclesiastes 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Right? So this is a continual battle. Every day, and it's only going to get harder. But that's why it says Acts 14 and 22. Through much tribulation shall you enter into the kingdom of heaven. See, so we're gonna have fucked up days, man. But at the end of the day, we haven't seen nothing like how we're about to. So really, you know, well, once the flesh calms the fuck down and you think about it through the spirit and realize that chastisement is for your benefit, it's only going to cause growth. The Lord is preparing us for that time, especially when that Ceehip comes out and we're not going to take it, man. We're going to be pilgrims. That's when that scripture, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry, in Isaiah is going to take place. The Lord is going to take care of us, right? Because right now, of course, we have faith in Yahweh by Shema Shai, but let's be honest. It's very easy to have faith in the Lord in a time like this. You got a crib to go back to. You got clothes. You can take a shower. You got a job. Guess what? You get paid every Friday. Guess what? The camp got ties. Guess what? You got brothers. All right, but in that day, when ain't no ties, when ain't no fucking clocking in, okay, when ain't none of that. Ain't no phone calls to Akyum Council. It's just the Lord and you. That's when we're really going to be tested, man. We're going to be tested like never before. All right? So look, man, we just got to stay faithful unto death. Lord willing, we can endure. You know, and Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. I don't, you know, that title, I kind of reared off from that. But, you know, Lord willing, it was edifying, man. Lord.